Hi everybody, this is Odd Samurai, and today I'm gonna be reacting to Chainsaw Man chapter 149. So first, obviously, again, let's talk about a little bit about chapter 148. So we start off with just some random people accusing Denji of being one of the chainsaw people, and basically they're like, well, take off your shirt so we can see that you don't have a ripcord thingy. And then Fumiko basically says, we are with public safety. We're not, we're not gonna turn into those. And then some guy says, well, we saw a public safety agent turn into one of them too. And both Fumiko and the bald public safety agent just, they look like they didn't know that, but also like, oh shit, this just made this more complicated. And yeah, this guy, the bald guy, definitely doesn't know that Denji is the Chainsaw Man. So not everyone at public safety knows that, which is interesting. Only the higher ups and people like Fumiko Yoshida, obviously Kishibe, who we still haven't seen, and I don't know who else could be. So if there's only a few select people, I would guess obviously that Fumiko was told because she was put on as his quote-unquote bodyguard. Yeah, public safety guys still, then show us so we can be all reassured that you're not gonna turn into one of them. But obviously, I mean, I don't like. Obviously, Denji cannot do that because he does have a ripcord. But if he pulls it, then he will turn into actual Chainsaw Man, not the little chainsaw that most of the others get. And obviously he doesn't want to do that because this is confusing, right? Like, why wouldn't you tell your people who Chainsaw Man is? So if you see that you turn it, you'd be like, oh, okay, I guess we really gotta go through with what we were threatening Nayuta with. But no. Regardless, obviously Denji doesn't want to do it, so the guy points a gun at him, and we get Quan Chi telling the three of them to run. So they do, and the public safety guy shoots at them. But Quan Chi protects them by taking the bullet with her arm, which is very surprising. At first, I thought it was like, oh, she's protecting them because of orders. But then now she's actively going against public safety. So I want to say now that Quan Chi genuinely cares for Denji and Nayuta. Not, obviously she doesn't know them. I mean, she knows Denji a little bit from, International Assassins arc. But, obviously I think she cares because Kishibe cares about them. And, you know, she's doing this basically as a favor. And Fumiko, I don't know if there's something going on between the two of them. Because Fumiko turns around when she gets shot. And even we get an even bigger panel of her looking kind of concerned for Quan Chi, even though obviously Quan Chi's immortal. And gets told again to run. And she continues to do so. And we get the cool ass panel of, Quan Chi's arm. And then the bullet hole dropping blood. To making a line between Fumiko and Denji Nayuta. And then that same blood drops into the next page and turns into the pool of blood that is coming out from Asa's arm, which is really, really cool. But then we see Yoshida kind of making a freaked out face. And then we see the next panel of Asa looking surprised at him. And then we see the full picture, which is Asa blocking her hand. Sorry, blocking the sword with her hand. And at first, I just couldn't comprehend it. So I just said, oh, it must have been because Yoshida hesitated. And that's how she was able to manage to block it. But even then, if that was the case, I feel like he would have still been able to cut off at least her hand. And just from the looks of this, it does look like he was going for her head. And so she put her arm there as protection for that. But it is interesting since, I thought Yoshida was only going to capture her or, kind of just neutralize her by taking out both arms. But yeah, because of the angle, it kind of looks like he was going for her head. So I don't know. But regardless, the attack was stopped. And now that I think about it, yeah, I think it's actually because Asa herself, or specifically because she's the war fiend, she's gotten stronger. Just like we see later in the chapter, that Yoru has so much strength now than compared to before that she can't even control it. And as also we see with the apartment being turned into a weapon, her power increased also in that regard, so she doesn't have to actually be touching it. So that's another thing. But I saw some people saying that the page before this, where we see Asa blocking the sword, that Yoshida was freaking out because he just couldn't believe that he'd cut off Asa's arm, or that he was kind of scared of that because he actually cares for her. I don't know how much I believe that. I think it's just more likely, that he was hired to do a job, and just the sight of Asa actually managing to block one of his attacks is pretty damn scary just in and of itself. So I think that's definitely enough for him to be making that face. But yeah, then that's when she says, ow. And then it seems like he's kind of still freaking out. And then that's when he kind of tries to get himself together and calls for Octopus. I still think this is because he's kind of processing, oh shit, she blocked my sword. What do I do? Right, Octopus, because this is definitely not something I might be able to do on my own anymore. So yeah, Asa, with no arm, and she can't actually touch anything from her apartment while Octopus is wrapping around her. She just calls out room 606 sword, and boom, it works. Yeah. Room 606 turns into a sword. And then obviously Yoru comes out and makes quick work of that octopus tentacle. She looks too happy for my liking. Yeah, we turn it into a weapon without even touching it. I really didn't emphasize this enough. This is pretty big. Yeah, our power is increasing. Granted, obviously there needs to be guilt, and then, losing that something or someone to make them a weapon needs to make you feel bad, or, if you really care about them, then that's what makes the weapon more powerful. So that's still, just not enough. But obviously Yoshida doesn't know that. He most definitely does not know all the what's it called? All the requirements for Yoru to make a weapon such as this, and why room 606 would be a good option for that. Yoshida's probably just thinking, shit, she just did that. And he just heard what she just said. So he's like, damn, I might actually get turned into a weapon. I need to get the hell out of here. So then, for a second he's like, okay, right now I can't, I can't run away. She might, attack me while I have my back to her. But then she jumps at him and misses because she's super freaking fast now, due to the increase in power. But now it's like, oh, okay, she just did that. Okay, that's my cue. I gotta go. So then he disappears because of Octopus. And then she has the gal to call either Octopus or Yoshida a coward, which is kind of funny considering, when she was the first thing she did when encountering the falling devil was to run. Yeah, but then she just boop, gets out from where she was stuck and then falls from the building all the way to the bottom floor. And no injuries whatsoever on her legs. So, yeah, we have the very very literal or like, direct comparison to Quanxi, like what, 2 chapters ago? So yeah, that's how you know. Okay, Yoru's definitely on some other level now. And then she just starts laughing and just enjoying the chaos around her while she sees everything on fire and like people burned or like corpses burned next to her, which is still I'm not fully sure what the timeline is here. Is this happening right at the same time as the Denji stuff, or did this happen right after everything? I'm not sure. I think because when we first got to Yoru and Asa, they were looking at the news and it said something along the lines of like, oh, what was it? The church has been using people or something like that. Wait, let me go and see if I can find it. Here. Followers who've illegally contracted with the Justice Devils are fighting devil hunters right before our eyes. So that could have actually been talking about the Chainsaw People. And that's why these two were so confused. And that's the only thing they know about that the church has done. Could be. So that means that when they were looking at the news, the whole Denji stuff that was, that was ended with them, with him, Nayuta, and Fumiko running, that had just happened when they got to the news. Because the stuff with Asa and Yoshida couldn't have been more than a minute. So yeah, I think that would make sense. So now let's get into 149 now. It's titled Devil's Choice. I think I might have gotten spoiled on something in this chapter. I think Nayuta is gonna try and kill Fumiko. If it is, I'm gonna be very happy, but I don't have any context for that. So let's continue. Or start, for sure. Okay, so the first panel is just buildings. I foretold this. I warned you that mankind and the devils would go to war. This disaster is divine retribution for ignoring the prophecy. Join me in obeying the voice of God, and together we'll burn the Chainsaw Man army to ashes. Yeah, I remember the anti-Chainsaw Man protesters. Burn Chainsaw Man, burn Chainsaw Man. I am surprised they got this long to appear. They took this long. Oh boy, while we've been running, the outbreak escalated into something out of an apocalypse movie. Hey, this is an emergency, right? If push comes to shove, I'll bust out the chainsaws. Don't be ridiculous. This is the worst time to turn into Chainsaw Man. I wonder what, considering if Fumiko knows the higher ups agenda for Chainsaw Man, and if she is, then if she's saying that in favor of that or against that, is she actually for the plan or not? If those people see you transform, they'll burn you to a crisp. Don't worry, I'll protect you too. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I do not fucking trust you one at all. We don't need your protection. Yeah, actually, we don't. We have Nayuta, okay? I'm stronger than you. I'll kill anything that attacks us. Okay, I'm not for that. I don't want Nayuta to kill. But maybe just, just use her power to, make people think, oh, I don't dislike Chainsaw Man anymore. I'm neutral. And if humans attack us, could you kill them too? Ooh, I feel like, yeah. The way Fumiko's reacting is like, ooh, I might have to actually fight Nayuta. This is, this is the control devil, the control devil's potential to be a very big bad threat to humanity. No, duh. Humans are weak souls compared to devils. Yeah, Fumiko's like, oh, this girl's morals are definitely a big problem for us. But also, I'm surprised. I really did not expect Nayuta to be so nonchalant about killing. Considering, yeah, as far as we know, she has never done it before. And I would like to say that Denji would have instilled on her such a, such an ideal. Don't kill humans or devils unless they attack you or try to kill you first. Yeah, Fumiko, what have you been teaching her? Whatever's on educational TV. And then we get a panel of Denji looking kind of distraught. Oh, I'm worried about the apartment. Yeah, now can they even go back to it? I was expecting Denji to be like more like, yo, Nayuta, this is not what I've been teaching you. Don't do that. But no, nothing of the sort. Which is a bit alarming. He definitely should be a bit more on the strict side as a big brother. Not necessarily to smack her on the head and be like, Nayuta, this is blah blah blah. No, but just like, Nayuta, what have I been telling you? This is not the way that you should be acting, and such. He's the big brother, not her. The pets are hungry? What is she on about? Then we get a small panel of Denji looking concerned. Oh, they're talking about, they're thinking about the dogs and Meowie. We gotta go home. Come on, we obviously can't do that. I guarantee you, those church freaks have staked out your apartment. The pets are totally waiting to be fed. Let's hurry. I mean, knowing Denji's character and how he would have instilled that on Naita, how important animals are. Yeah, I can totally understand why they're so worried and concerned about that the most. Oh, it looks like she's standing like against him now. Yeah, I can't let you go home. Says who? You can't stop us. We'll shelter you two at a public safety facility. Yeah, I definitely don't like that. That's big bad. We already know what public safety's plan is for Chainsaw Man. And they control the Devil too to get rid of them both. So I do not feel they definitely would not be safe in something like that. So I'd much rather for them to just go off on their own. Oh. Oh. Nayuta is attacking first. She's like, I want to say sending one of her chains? Yeah. Ooh, I cannot believe she actually missed. Yeah, so Fumiko dodged and said, whoa. And then we get a big close-up of one of the chains. Oh. Oh, maybe she wasn't aiming for Fumiko. Oh. But why control this random citizen who has nothing to do with what they're talking about? So they can restrain Fumiko while the two of them run. I mean, that it looks like an old lady choking her. Take this! Tickle attack! Ha 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 ha! Little gremlin. So Denji's tickling Nayuta so she stops doing that. Ugh. Yeah. The person being controlled let Fumiko go. Run, Fumiko! Wow. I can't believe Denji actually told Fumiko to run. Of all people to actually save or protect from Nayuta, this is the one that does not deserve it. Whatever. We can manage on our own. If you stick around, she'll kill you for real. I don't know if Fujimoto is skipping Fumiko on the story, I'm not gonna lie. But there's gotta be a reason why she's surviving this. And hopefully it's a good one. But yeah, we get 2 panels of her looking at Denji and Denji looking at her. And takes his advice, running away. Well, he looks kind of relieved. Although you do gotta wonder if Nayuta actually let Denji distract her. Okay, let's head home now. Then we get a panel of Denji just looking kinda tired. Nayuta, you really tried to kill her just now, didn't you? So the chain wasn't to control her, or maybe no, he's meaning, he wanted the person that she was controlling to, fully choke her to death. It's fine for devils to kill living things of any kind. Yeah, but you've been raised as basically a human child. I gotta wonder how much does she know about devils and how that applies to her. Fish swim, trees photosynthesize. It's the same thing. You must feel it instinctually too. Hurting people makes you feel alive, doesn't it? Ooh, then you just gives her I don't know how to describe this look. He looks taken aback. And Nayuta just stares back with a blank expression. Denji, wanna join the devil's side with me? So what, like giving up on humanity completely? You can't be serious. I gave it a lot of thought before I fell asleep. Human culture's fun and all, but isn't it suffocating? If we ruled over people as devils, we could pig out on our favorite foods whenever we want. We could own cats of every breed, or even 100 dogs. Oh man, she's getting too spoiled. She wants to control everyone to be at the top to live a comfortable life. Yeah, that's very selfish. But what about your friends at school? I think it's important that he stopped himself there. I think he was going to say, what about my friends? But then I think he stopped himself because he isn't sure that he has friends. Honestly, who cares if they die? You don't care either, right? I'm all you need. Oh, here we go. Oh, I think this was brought up on Normal Life Plus. When she tells him, uh, like, you don't need to think about complicated stuff or anything like that. Like, even after everything, uh, even if you're not satisfied, I will always be with you, and that's all you need. And I said back then, like, there's something wrong with this. They're being too codependent. You cannot just rely on one person to be your support system, otherwise something like this happens. And then then you cannot say anything back. He doesn't have anything to say to that. And the look that Nayuta gives him is definitely a little worrying. And the way they look at each other too, in the next two big panels at the end of the page. You just remembered Asamitaka, didn't you? Oh shit. When you said I'm all you need. And then he's like, but actually, I was telling myself that, I only need you. But that's not true. Ooh. You just remembered Asamitaka, didn't you? Ooh, he looks so shocked at that. Why is that loser important to you? You risked your life to protect her the other day too. I don't get it. Ooh, we're only focusing on her mouth there. Honestly, I'm not too sure either, actually. But yeah. Like, even if you were trying to make Denji explain it in like a good and just understanding way, I don't think he'd be able to explain it either. Oh, of course, something simple as that. That's enough for him. Because we kissed. That's it? I've kissed a bunch of times up until now, and it always went horribly wrong. I mean, she kissed you. She forced a kiss on you. I mean, it wasn't Asa. It was Yoru, obviously. And it doesn't seem like Denji is aware of that. But, yeah, she forced a kiss on Denji despite the fact that he told her multiple times that they couldn't do that. The kiss with Asa was the one time I didn't get hurt. I don't know. I mean, maybe because he wasn't aware, that the kiss from Yoru was meant to hurt him, because she was kissing him so she could turn him into a weapon and claim him as hers. Nayuta giving him a harsh look and then asking, do you like her? And it looks like Denji's actually giving it a lot of hard thought. This much. Okay, is that a lot or not? Ooh, what about me? Ooh. Measuring the care he has for them in a scale. Oh, yeah, I figured. Yeah, it's I mean, you could say, it's incomparable because the difference between the love size is that much, but I don't think that's the answer that Nayuta was wanting. She wants to be the only person that Denji wants to be with, but that's just not how people work, and shouldn't work. You're gonna have at least more than one person that you care about and being cared for in return. Oh! So the next page, Nayuta is actually smiling and gives him a big old hug. So I guess she was satisfied with that answer. Never mind. I guess just because of the the difference in, was that big enough to satisfy her. Fine, I won't kill humans. Now let's hurry home. Mush. I don't know what she means by the mush, but it's cute, so I'll allow it. It just looks so cute. I might use this last panel. Oh no, but to be continued. Okay. The last page is super cute. But yeah, wow. Okay, yeah. This chapter is definitely gonna become very important. But I think we're gonna be okay for the most part. It's hard to articulate at the moment, but I think Nayuta has accepted that Denji can care for multiple people at the same time. And that doesn't mean that, that the relationship between her and Denji is lesser by default. But for a moment there, I was getting tense. I was like, oh no, what is the conclusion that Nayuta is gonna draw from these questions? But I'm glad it was a wholesome one for now. But I'm still thinking that this is obviously not just gonna go away. There's gonna be a conflict between the two of them that is gonna keep popping up. And it's gonna be something that, well, if you read Yoga no Nayuta, then I'm expecting something akin to that, to be the end of the, like, to resolve and the relationship between these two and make it as healthy as it can be. But it's gonna take time. Like, obviously, I understand why Denji feels like he can't really be more firm with Nayuta and just reaffirm with her what he really wants. Instead, it just kind of self-sacrifices while also trying to be the one who always compromises in their relationship. But there's gotta be a point when Denji just has to say, no, this is what I want, and you cannot say no to that, okay? We are two different people. You cannot keep, getting your way. So, yeah. Even though I like that, she almost killed Fumiko, it's definitely not for the reasons that I would have liked, which is just, yeah, she was stopping them from going home, and she was gonna take them to a place that would not have been safe for them. But at the end of the day, she just put it as, I'm a devil, and I see human lives as, lower than me, always. So, just any human, I would have been doing the same to them. But I'm glad, at the very least, that Nayuta can tell that Denji loves her. I just, I really need this relationship to keep progressing in a way where Nayuta won't be unsalvageable, in a way that, she basically becomes a villain and tries to control every single aspect of Denji's life. It wouldn't be out of malice, but it still wouldn't be right, of course. There needs to be a better balance on, the power dynamics here, because it feels very you know, very, it's tilting very much to one side much more than the other. But yeah, I think I said enough of what I wanted to say, but I might repeat it in the next chapter when talking about this chapter at the beginning of the video. But yeah, it was getting a little, you know, a little tense there, but we managed to make it to a wholesome end for now. So let's keep it that way. Well, also I want Denji to, you know, keep growing and not baby Nayuta so much, because yeah, you definitely need to have someone to tell her, no, you don't get to have, you know, I already said that, but you don't get to have your way. This is what I'm gonna do, and you cannot stop me. Even if you're more powerful than me, that doesn't give you the right to tell me what to do and what not. So, yeah. That's also why I feel like there should be more people in Nayuta's life other than Denji. Which brings me to, where's Kishibe? Kishibe could be such an interesting uncle, but that's another topic. So with that, I'm gonna leave this chapter reaction here. So if you liked it, please like and subscribe. Until next time, see ya.